variation means the quantities which changes, which is not fixed. So in mathematics we deal with two types of quantities. One is the variable and another is the constant. The variation, this variation, suppose x, y, these are the numbers which have no fixed value, and so they are the variables. And other numbers which have the fixed value, for example 4, -3, 1/4, these all are the numbers have the fixed value, means what we are seeing here, that is the value. If we are seeing here 4, its value is 4. If it is -3, its value is -3. It is 1/4, its value is 1/4. So these are the constant number. In this chapter we shall have the chapters about the variation, and variation is of two kinds. Variation is of two kinds: direct variation, direct, and another is inverse. So direct variation and inverse variation. Direct variation means if there are two variables, suppose x and y, they are related with each other in such a way that if the value of x is increasing, the value of y is also increasing. If the value of x is decreasing, the value of y is also decreasing. Such variation is called the direct variation. For example, the price of anything. Suppose the price of a copy, if there is, we are taking 2 copies, we have to pay rupees 80. When we are taking 4 copies, we have to pay 160. In this way, when the number of copies is increasing, the price is also increasing. So here the variation between x and y, the relation between x and y is directly. That means x, you you must know the sign of variation. This is the sign of variation. We can write x varies as y. This means x is directly varies as y, and this sign is called the sign of variation. This can be changed as x equal to k into y. K is the constant. Then by equating it, x by y is equal to k. That means the ratio of x and y is constant. So in any kind of variation, if two numbers, two variables are such related that x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2 is equal to x3 by y3, if such relations are there, that means the ratio is constant, then such variation is called the direct variation. For inverse variation, x and y are such related that when the value of x is increasing, the value of y is decreasing, and if the value of x is decreasing, the value of y is increasing. So opposite relations between x and y are there. It can be seen in different ways. For example, if we take the time and speed, these two quantities are inversely variable, because when you always know that when the speed of a body is increasing, the time it will take to cover a particular distance will be less, and if the speed is decreased or speed is slow, then the time will be taken high. So we see here that the two relation between x, speed and time, is inversely. That means x varies as 1 by y. In this way, inverse relation is written as 1 by y. So x varies as 1 by y, and by taking the mathematical rule, x is equal to k into 1 by y, and when we are cross multiplicating it, we are getting xy is equal to k. That means the product of the two numbers is constant. So if x1 into y1 is equal to x2 into y2 is equal to x3 into y3 is equal to constant. So if the product of two variables are constant, such variable is called the inverse variations. So for class 8, this sign is to be avoided. We shall take only this relation. We shall take this relation, and the sign you can avoid this one in the both cases for direct variation and indirect variations. So simply we can say that if x by y is constant, and here if x into y is constant, then x by y is constant, it is direct relation, direct, and x by x into y is constant, then it is inverse. Now we have to do some sums according to these two rules. Now we are taking an example for doing a sum. The sum is, a man walks to 1 by 4 kilometer in 1 by 3 hours. How far does he walk in 2 by 3 hours? So here the two quantities, one is the distance, that is the kilometer, and another is the time. Distance and time, we have two quantities here. Distance and time, how they are related? They are directly related, because we know that when the time is increased, the distance traveled will also be increased, or if you are traveling more distance, you must take more time. If you are traveling less distance, you will take less time. So here is the direct relations. We shall write, how do we do the sums here? Suppose x and y, the two sums. Here first we are taking the distance, and another is time. Suppose distance is x and time is y. The distance first is given 1 by 4, 4 to the 8 1, 9 by 4 kilometer, and time for it is taken as 1 by 3 hours. And another one is the distance is to be find out. Suppose it is one is the x, and the time taken is given 2 by 3 hours. 3 hours. So here the relation we have written in this tabulation form. We have tabled it. Distance, suppose it is x and time is y. The distance is given 9 by 4 kilometer, and then time taken to cover this distance is 1 by 3 hours. Now you have to find out what distance he can cover in 2 by 3 hours. 2 by 3 hours can be written as 3 to the 6 to 8 by 3 hours. So by the formula, the direct relation, what is the direct relation? That x1 by y1 is equal to x by y2. That means here 9 by 4 by 1 by 3 is equal to x by 8 by 3. How will you calculate it? This is division, and so this fraction can be written as 9 by 4 into, this will inverse 3 by 1 is equal to x into 3 by 8. Now it has become 9 is a 27 by 4 was the 4 equal to 3x by 8. Now do the cross multiplication. 4 3 is a 12x is equal to 27 into 8. Now x is equal to 27 into 8 divided by 12. Cut it by 3. 3 4s are 12, 3 9s are 4, 2s are 8, 9 2s are 18. It's equal to 18 kilometer. So the distance traveled in 2 by 3 hours is 18 kilometer. This is your answer. Now we are taking another sums. In a flood relief camp of 600 persons, there is food for 30 days. If after 4 days 50 more persons join the camp, find the number of days the remaining food will last for the persons. Here the two quantities are number of persons and the number of days the food lasts. Number of person and food, what is the relation between this? Inverse relation. Because if we know that if the number of person will increase, the food will last for less days, and if the number of person will decrease, the food will last for more days. So here is the inverse relations. Now the sum is that 600 persons were there and the food for them for 30 days were there, but 4 days has been passed, so we shall have the time only of 30 minus 4 days. Here the two relations are x and y. X is suppose number of person, these are the persons, and these are days. When there are 600 persons, the remaining food it was for 30 days, and out of the 30 days 4 days have already been cleared, so the remaining days are 26 days only. So the remaining foods for 600 persons will last for 26 days. Here more 50 people has come, that means not only 50 people are there, 600 plus 50, 600 plus 50 is equal to 650 persons are now there. So how long this remaining food will last? So here the persons have increased, so the days will decrease. The inverse relation is there. In inverse relation we have the relation x1 into y1 is equal to x2 into y2. By taking this relation we have 600 into 26 is equal to 650 into, suppose question this is y. Then y will be equal to 600 into 26 divided by 650. Now cut it. 0 0, 13 2 ja, 13 5 ja, 5 12 ja, 12 to the 24. So in place of 26 days the food will last for 24 days. So this is the answer. To make the sums easy for you, so that you can understand easily that what relation is there, you haven't to think more. I am giving here some relation triangles. So helpful this relation is. These triangles. These triangles are very helpful for you, because you just, when you will read the sum and you remember this triangle, you can easily know that what relation is there, whether it is directly variable or inversely variables. Like food, person and time. Food, that means amount of food. Person, number of persons, and time, hour, days, it may be month, it may be. So if the persons are increasing, the food will also require more. So here is the direct relation. And if the food is more, it will last for more time. If there is less food, the time will be taken less to finish it. But if the persons are increasing, time will decrease. If the persons are decreasing, time will increase. So the relation between person and time is inverse. Person and amount of food is direct. Food and time is direct relation. In the same way here, workers or the persons and the time. Here is also a triangle between work and person. There is a direct relation. If two persons can do three sums in a given time, if the number of persons will increase, that work will also be increased. More work will be done. So here is the direct relation. In the same way, work, if the more work is to be done, more time is required. Less work is to be done, less time is required. So here is the direct relation. But when the number of workers increase, the time will be taken, will be less. So it is the inverse relation. So between person and time is inverse relation, but persons and worker is direct, worker and time is direct. In the same way, distance, speed and time. Distance and speed have the direct relation, because the speed will increase in a given particular time, the distance traveled will be more. If the speed is less, the distance traveled will be less. In the same way, distance and time. If more distance is to be covered, more time will be taken. If less distance will to be covered, less time will be required. So they are the direct relations. But the speed and time has the inverse relations. So in this triangle we have the relation of the all. Speed will increase, time will decrease. Speed will decrease, time will increase. And the things or the commodities and the price or cost have the direct relation. It has always direct relation. If more things will be bought, if the part of property is more, the price, the cost will be more. It has always the direct relation. So this will be very helpful for you. It will help you to do the sums and understand the sums easily. So remember these triangles and do your sums correctly.